What's going on, guys? It's Jay Mass, and I'm back again with another dope New England adventure. And we are currently in the city of Pawtucket, Rhode Island, located right nearby the capital and largest city of Rhode Island, Providence. And here in Pawtucket, we're going to be exploring an abandoned baseball stadium, which you can actually see directly behind me. This stadium, known as McCoy Stadium, was first built in 1942. And although it hosted many baseball teams before it, the primary tenant that it's best known for is the Pawtucket Red Sox, better known as the PawSox, which first started playing here at McCoy in 1970. Now, the PawSox have a very illustrious career. They played here for many, many decades, and they were very successful and beloved. They actually won 4 championships while playing here at McCoy, and many other feats and commendable activities throughout their duration. Now, the PawSox's last season here at McCoy Stadium was 2019, and sadly in 2021, the team officially moved to the city of Worcester, Massachusetts, where they remain today. So basically, ever since 2021, McCoy Stadium has been completely abandoned, neglected, and unused. And while there have been a few miscellaneous activities here and there, the stadium is essentially abandoned. And from what I can tell, it's probably going to be demolished within the next few months. So the lifespan of McCoy Stadium is pretty much up in the air, very likely to be demolished, though we're not 100% sure yet. But because of that, I wanted to come here and check it out while it's still standing. Now, I personally don't have any real personal connection to McCoy Stadium. I never went to a PawSox game before, although I actually have been to the stadium when it was still active just to check out the gift shop. But I know to many Rhode Islanders, and especially to those who live in the Pawtucket, Rhode Island area, this is a beloved stadium with a very rich history. And that's what I want to check out and cover in this video: McCoy Stadium and the Pawtucket Red Sox. I want to see this thing before it's demolished because, again, this is a piece of beloved Rhode Island history. So in this video, we're going to be covering the history and checking out the stadium itself. I'm probably not going to be going inside the stadium in this video just because security is very high here, but I at least wanted to show it up close and personal to give you a sense of what this stadium really means to the state of Rhode Island and especially to the city of Pawtucket. Let's get started. Construction on the stadium originally began in 1940, before being completed just 2 years later in 1942. While it was originally known as Pawtucket Stadium, it was later renamed to McCoy Stadium in 1946 in honor of Pawtucket Mayor Thomas P. McCoy, who had pushed for the stadium's construction and played a crucial role in its development. It was also in 1946 when the stadium hosted its first minor league baseball team, the Pawtucket Slaters, named for the historic Slater Mill nearby. An affiliate of the then MLB team, the Boston Braves, the Slaters played at McCoy Stadium up until 1946, when they permanently disbanded. It would not be until several years later, in 1966, when a new minor league baseball team began to play at McCoy Stadium. This was the Pawtucket Indians, an affiliate of the Cleveland Indians. This too was short-lived, with the team moving to Waterbury, Connecticut in 1968, becoming the Waterbury Indians. By 1969, the affiliate team of the Boston Red Sox, the Pittsfield Red Sox, were looking to relocate from Pittsfield, Massachusetts to Pawtucket, with McCoy Stadium to become their new home stadium. This came to fruition in 1970, and the team was officially renamed to the Pawtucket Red Sox. From 1970 to 1972, the PawSox played at a Double-A level. By 1973, they were promoted to the Triple-A level, and would remain so for the duration of their existence. The mid to late 1970s proved to be a tumultuous time period for the team. In 1976, then owner of the PawSox, Phil Anez, had considered moving the team to New Jersey before selling it to Marvin Adelson. The team would be renamed to the Rhode Island Red Sox for just a single season before reverting back to the Pawtucket Red Sox name once again. By 1977, the PawSox were yet again sold, this time to Ben Mondor. This sale would prove to be the right call, as the PawSox franchise was vastly improved and attendance soared. Following this 1977 sale, the PawSox would become one of the most popular and respected teams in minor league baseball. During their time at McCoy Stadium, the PawSox achieved many commendable feats. They would end up winning 4 Governor's Cups in the International League Championships in 1973, 1984, 2012, and 2014. They would also participate in what has become known as the longest game in professional baseball history when they played against the Rochester Red Wings at McCoy Stadium over the course of 3 days in 1981. The game began at 8:25 p.m. on April 18th, lasting 32 innings into the early morning hours of April 19th, only stopping at 4:07 a.m. The game was delayed until June 23rd, ironically only taking 18 minutes over the course of one single inning to complete. In total, the game lasted 33 innings at over 8 hours and 25 minutes, resulting in the PawSox defeating the Red Wings 3-2. Unfortunately, the PawSox would play their final season at McCoy Stadium in 2019, with the 2020 season having been canceled due to the pandemic. This came after a new sale in 2015 and an announcement in 2018 stating that the team would relocate to Worcester, Massachusetts, at a newly built stadium to be named Polar Park. In 2021, the Pawtucket Red Sox officially relocated to Worcester, becoming the Worcester Red Sox. With the PawSox having left, McCoy Stadium has effectively been abandoned since 2021, only being used sporadically for miscellaneous events and activities. In 2022, it was announced that the stadium would ultimately be demolished to construct a new high school on the site. More recently, in July 2024, memorabilia and artifacts from the stadium were being auctioned off. Today, the stadium continues to sit abandoned and unused, and its fate of demolition looms closer with each day. So now that you guys know the history of McCoy Stadium and the Pawtucket Red Sox, I think what we're going to do is get an up-close and personal view of the stadium from ground level and explore the entire perimeter of the stadium. Now in that history section, you guys would have seen a ton of drone shots of the stadium, but I want to go up close and personal and see it from the ground, walk around the entire stadium, just see what's going on. And of course, the first thing I'm noticing is this massive sign. You guys probably would have seen what's on the other end from my drone shots, but it's pretty huge, especially like in person. But yeah, let's walk around the entire perimeter of the stadium and just see what we got going on here. Now, as I mentioned, I've actually never been to a PawSox game before. I actually have been to the stadium when it was still active. I think it might have been either 2018 or 2019. So when I came here, it was actually around the time that the Pawtucket Red Sox were playing their last few seasons. It might have even been during their last season in 2019, but I actually came here at the tail end of their career. I was up in Rhode Island with some friends, and we stopped in the gift shop. I think one of them bought a shirt or something. So I have been to the McCoy Stadium Pawtucket Red Sox gift shop before when it was still active, but that's the extent of my personal connection. However, I do know this is a very beloved stadium, and the team was very beloved for those who live in Rhode Island, especially for the city of Pawtucket itself. It was a point of pride. As you saw in the history section, the Pawtucket Red Sox won 4 championships and of course played the longest game in professional baseball history, which is pretty crazy. Okay, we got another massive sign here. There's 2 of them. This one here, that one over there that we saw. It's a pretty cool looking stadium. The other thing I really love, especially being here in October, is all the fall foliage. You got all these beautiful colors, oranges, yellows, reds. Kind of complements the stadium nicely. And of course, since this thing is abandoned and neglected, it's completely covered in a chain link fence. Now, one thing I want to mention, obviously, we're not going to be going inside the stadium. I'm not going to be venturing into it. I'd love to, believe me, I would love to go inside the stadium and get a more personal and close look at the interior, but sadly, security is really tough here. Basically, I'm not trying to get arrested for visiting an abandoned baseball stadium. That's just not a look I want to have. That being said, I will say I know there are ways to get in here, and in fact, I've known quite a few urbexers who have been inside McCoy Stadium. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to promote it, but I will say it's possible and it's doable. And I'll leave it at that. But I would love to get in here someday. Maybe if they have maybe if there's any ability to get in here legally before it's demolished, I'd love to. Although I will try to see if I can get some views inside from the ground level, legally speaking. Okay, right here is the ticket office. So at one point when McCoy Stadium was still active, this is where you would go to get your tickets for the baseball game. Check this out. Today, the office windows are completely boarded up, but at one point there would have been long lines stretching out, people trying to get their tickets for the PawSox. Let's see if we can peer in here at all. Kind of tough to see, but right over there is the, trying to make sure you guys can see it. Right over there is the baseball field itself. Check that out. That's actually one of the billboards right over there. And yeah, this is the ticket office. Pretty cool. Pretty cool to see that. And I should say too, since this is obviously an affiliate of the Red Sox, you can see a lot of that iconic Boston Red Sox lettering and font, which is kind of cool. All right, let's continue and keep walking around the perimeter of McCoy Stadium. I believe now we're going to be approaching the main entrance of the stadium. You can see this thing is also pretty tall. Check that out. Got the lights up there. Some sort of maybe, I actually don't know what that is up there. I was going to say maybe like suites or tall seating, not really sure, but I believe out here is the main entrance to McCoy Stadium. Look at this. Let's actually take a really quick glimpse in here. Look at this, the inside of McCoy Stadium. PawSox, thank our season ticket holders. So I wonder if at one point they would have had the seasonal ticket holders listed on that sign. What else do we got? Looks like an elevator over there. Of course, the stairs that lead up into the field itself. What does that say? Okay, that's pretty cool. So that's for a food bank. Looks like some charity that was once here. I know a lot of baseball teams, especially local minor league baseball teams, do charity benefits. So that's kind of cool. But this seems to be the main entrance for McCoy Stadium. Let's keep walking. Let's go over here. I really wish we could go inside though. I'm not gonna lie, it would be really cool to see. You can see some of the stands up there where people would have been sat. I believe all of that is seating right up there. Let's see if we can view in here by any chance. It might be tough because of the glare, but. Okay, that's one part of the inside. You can see it's completely trashed and empty. You know, a couple chairs and stuff, not too much going on. Probably the same for these. I won't stop at every single individual window, but yeah, same with this. Not too much going on. Completely empty, a single chair. Let's go to this window right here. Oh, that's cool. There's an old PawSox little painting or mural right there, and then an abandoned desk. Pretty cool stuff. Okay, so this is what I remember. As I said, I've actually been to the team store. This is where the Pawtucket Red Sox team store was, the gift shop, and then of course the administrative office. So this is the only part of McCoy Stadium I'm personally familiar with because I actually have been here when it was still active. So actually this must have been the team store right here. That's pretty cool. And then the office maybe was over here. Take another peek inside. All right, this room's pretty empty, though you can see some rooms back there. Take one more peek in this room. Kind of tough with the blinds. But basically what you can see is these rooms are all completely empty and liquidated. And as I mentioned in the history section, there was an auction here at McCoy Stadium. I mean, really just a few months ago. Actually, it was this summer. There was a pretty huge auction where all of the assets here at McCoy Stadium were completely liquidated and sold off, which I assume is just in preparation for the demolition. But pretty cool to see. All right, guys, let's keep on going right now. I'm not gonna look in these windows just because I do see blinds, so you're not gonna be able to see it, unfortunately. Another staircase right here, though I am curious what this staircase led to. This looks like more of an emergency staircase. I don't know if the public really would have been using this. Oh, cool. Okay, so there's a sign right here. Welcome to McCoy Stadium. trying to read what this is. All right, so it says, welcome to McCoy Stadium. Barbecue tents, main entrance and box office are that way. And then this way is the first base entrance, gate A, and parking that way. So that's what that sign says. That's pretty cool. And then this staircase leads up into the seats. Pretty massive stadium though. I mean, I know this thing was built in 1942, but damn, it's pretty cool to see. Okay, this is the pastime pavilion. I don't really know what that is, but that's the pastime pavilion. These are all exit only. You can only use the entry tower, which maybe that's what that is, the entry tower. Pretty interesting. And then I think we'll go right here. So it does seem like there's some stuff going on. They're loading stuff, probably more stuff from inside, you know, more like items, more items and stuff like that. So there is some loading over there. I'm not gonna go all the way back there, but I will get one more view from right out here. Actually, let's walk back a bit. Again, pretty big stadium. As I was saying, I know this was built in 1942, but in my opinion, it actually looks quite modern. Or it at least has that classic baseball feel, but it doesn't feel too outdated, in my opinion. I think it's a pretty cool looking stadium. But yeah, this is the PawSox home stadium, McCoy Stadium, built in 1942, effectively abandoned in 2021, although as I mentioned, their last season was 2019. So really it's been abandoned since like 2020. And again, it's kind of sad to see this thing go. This was a local legend for many Rhode Islanders, and especially those in Pawtucket. So really quickly, this is the last thing I want to show you guys. I do apologize for the lighting. It's not the greatest from the angle I'm at, but this is the former mascot of the Pawtucket Red Sox. You can see there's actually a statue for him erected right in front of the stadium. This is one of the entrances to the stadium. And this is the former mascot of the Pawtucket Red Sox. Looks like it's made out of wood from what I can tell. But this is pretty cool. You got a baseball bat, the shoes, the baseball uniform, and of course, the PawSox baseball jersey. I'm pretty sure that this mascot's name is Paws. I think his name was Paws, and I'm also pretty sure he's a polar bear. But yeah, this is the former mascot of the Pawtucket Red Sox. You can see one of the few remnants of the Pawtucket Red Sox still standing, you know, outside of the stadium itself. This statue guarding the entrance to the stadium. So that's pretty cool to see. I couldn't really find anything else quite like this here. Looks like this is one of the few remnants still left behind. But that's kind of cool, and I think that's really about it for McCoy Stadium. Hey, thank you guys for joining me. I've been J-Mass as always, and this has been another dope New England adventure. And today we checked out McCoy Stadium here in the city of Pawtucket, Rhode Island. This stadium was built in 1942, and starting in 1970, it hosted the Pawtucket Red Sox, one of the most beloved and successful minor league baseball teams. Now, of course, they have many victories and feats to their names, the longest game in professional baseball history, and 4 championships. Now, sadly, they played their last season in 2019, and in 2021, McCoy Stadium was effectively abandoned following their relocation to the city of Worcester, Massachusetts. And today, McCoy Stadium is basically just an empty, unused, and neglected concrete husk of a building, which is sad considering its history and the local lore here in Rhode Island. I mean, again, this is a very beloved stadium with a very beloved history, but today is completely abandoned and unused, and it does look like it's under serious threat of demolition. All of its assets have been liquidated already. It looks like within the next few months, this thing will no longer be standing and will probably be razed in preparation for a high school. So I'm glad I at least got to check it out for one last time before it's demolished. But yeah, this is the stadium itself, pretty cool stuff. And I'm glad you guys got to join me as well. As always, guys, my name is J-Mass. If you love urban exploration, checking out abandoned sites, traveling New England and beyond, I'm always doing that on the channel, so feel free to subscribe to the channel. Also, shout out to all my members. You can see them right here. You guys are awesome. And I would love it if you too became a member. You can join today, becoming an explorer of the channel. I would really appreciate that. You'd be helping out me and the channel directly by being a member. Or you can follow me on Instagram at JMassOfficial. That's at JMassOfficial. But I've been J-Mass. That was McCoy Stadium here in the city of Pawtucket, Rhode Island. A classic minor league baseball stadium. And as a resident of Massachusetts myself, I think I'll be going to a Worcester Red Sox game sometime soon in Polar Park. Gotta let the tradition live on. But yeah, that's about it. I'll catch you guys later. See ya.